Smarter.
You look so smarter. It's hot in here, but it might just be that I still feel.
Oh shit! I don't have a fucking GIF or anything, a placeholder.
Oh shit! I should have sent you that one.
Did you ever play my one from last week?
You want me to send you that,
Well,
Steve?
just do you know what I could search for on Google?
It's GIF. Some fucking Brazilian dude. So no,
a Brazilian wax GIF.
Free ironing board massage.
I'm gonna send you this. I'll email it to you.
Yeah. How about search GIF and see what that brings up? GIF GIF. It's probably just peanut butter.
No, the guys
GIF
fucking
GIF.
a peanut butter jar. Repeatedly.
Steve, while you're looking, did you get that voice email I sent you?
Yeah, I got it. I got it pulled up, ready to go.
Okay.
That was the sounds you heard a little bit ago. That was me testing to make sure the audio was coming.
Okay.
Where's the one?
Okay. So when he plays those, you guys watch it on the screen there?
Mm-hmm. And we have to be quiet or else we will drown out the sound.
Okay.
Because if you ever notice, sometimes if we're talking, you can't hear Steve-O laughing.
Yeah.
That's because we drown out his sound if we're talking too loud.
He thought it was because Steve-O didn't find it funny.
How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
Hey, Brad left his stupid ass swim shorts here. What's he gonna do?
Stupid.
Swim naked.
How is he gonna swim in the ocean?
Stupid ass swim shorts.
He left them hanging up in the bathroom.
What else are you gonna use it?
Where's that at? You got that, Nathan?
Hold on. About right now.
Serve one purpose.
Why are you standing up? You're making. Oh, I see.
Because I've been waiting to hit record.
I got it.
What's taking so long.
I just sent that email.
Is there
Has
a limit?
that American flag always
Do you
been
have a
in here?
limit on the time you can record?
No, not always.
How long has it been here?
Since before the
Jerry,
last
did you do
podcast.
that?
I didn't. No.
It just came with
Why?
Jerry.
Why do we
No.
have that?
What is it?
I don't know.
An American flag?
No, no.
No.
Loves
Look
America.
at that desk. What have I been talking about
Oh,
doing?
Bear News. Okay. All right.
Don't give anything
You-
away. It's
You've
secret.
had those that I did yet, or you just been practicing?
I think you should turn
I
the
haven't
flag
filmed
on
anything
there.
yet.
But wait,
You think
the
so?
field should be on the right hand side
Should it?
for proper display.
Glad I have a military man in the room with me now.
Is it?
Oh, Becca, one thing.
We
we're
are
gonna.
streaming, by the way. Before anybody, I don't know what you're about to tell her, but just in case, I want to.
Okay, well, just so everybody knows, Jerry's first name only, and he's in the military, but we're not going to say where in the military.
Okay, good. I meant to clarify
Yeah.
that before we started.
That's it. There we go. Yeah, he found my link.
Yeah.
There's a
What the hell is that?
GIF of the day.
I don't
So
know.
that's what you were about to tell me?
Yeah.
Was not to say.
Yeah, service specific. I'll acknowledge that I'm in the military, but I'm not gonna.
Don't say anything about how much he was talking about how much he hated Trump earlier.
Don't say
Don't talk
anything
about
about
that.
that.
Don't
to keep
say
my
any
job.
of
Does that
that.
matter?
Don't talk about what it was like to put a bullet through Osama bin Laden's head.
Yes.
Yeah,
'cause
tell
I
us
was
about
there.
that.
Yeah.
Where did they dump his body in
I
the
wish
ocean?
I was there.
Did they dump his body?
Yeah, did they?
Does he?
I can
have
neither
a body?
confirm nor deny.
I like to imagine that Obama has his body like in a display case at his house.
Yeah.
And he shows all
They
his
eat dinner on the
Yeah.
I listened to a book called The Operator, which was written by the guy who shot Osama.
Oh,
It's actually really good.
What's his name? Do you know?
Did they actually identify him, or did they use like a fake name?
Oh no, he identifies himself, and the only thing they bleep out of it is they bleep out the word six. And he's talking about SEAL Team 6, but you can go everywhere and see
Interesting.
it's
You
SEAL
know-
Team 6.
Kind of want to hear that now.
when I hear
Yeah, it's a
Dave,
really good book.
Oh.
when Dave says things like "I can neither confirm nor deny," I never really believe it. But when Jerry says it,
I do have
Yeah.
stuff I can't talk to you
it
about.
sounds right. It sounds real to me.
It is real.
Speaking of Dave,
Awesome.
I think I just got a voicemail from him.
Oh,
Hold on. For those of you watching the stream, you'll notice that I have to put something. We figured out that it's probably best to cover up like phone numbers and stuff. So I've got-
Don't go back to the earlier episodes and look for them.
What?
Thanks for pointing that out.
Okay, all right. Let's see what Dave has to say.
Hey, can't seem to get anybody to respond to the text or the phone, so I figured I'd do it this way. I'm running a little late, guys, so don't forget to leave the door unlocked if y'all are up in the studio. I'll see you soon. See you, bye.
Who is that?
Oh,
that was
Was that not you?
No.
Oh wait,
No,
you're
I'm
not
here.
Dave.
that was former part of Verbal Assault podcast, Dave.
And he
70.
doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that we replaced him with Jerry.
So, yeah.
What's up,
It's a
Jerry?
good replacement.
Yeah.
You upgraded to a newer model.
Yeah.
Newer model, Jerry. How you?
Jerry,
Refreshing
last
model.
name withheld?
I'm good.
Jer-
With him.
Jerry redacted.
Jerry
his
redacted.
podcast
I like
name,
it.
Jerry redacted.
Jerry redacted. I love it. Been there.
Oh yeah, this is Verbal Assault. My name's Nathan. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Good.
Happy to have you. Happy to have you, Steve-O.
Yes.
How have you adapted back to being in Florida?
I mean, I'll be honest. This was probably the first time I came back from a trip, and was like, "There's a little part of me where it kind of sucks that I'm back home." You know?
Oh,
Really?
Aw.
That's because
Really?
Florida sucks.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, Florida does suck, but Cocoa Beach is pretty cool. But yeah, it's like I miss having my friends nearby.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that half hour I spent. With
Yeah,
him.
Jerry came, hung out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What?
Becca was asleep.
When?
Yeah.
It was Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night. Yeah.
I can't believe this.
The world doesn't stop when you're asleep.
I
Becca.
think that was when the decision was made to boot Dave.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot. Talked all kinds of shit about Dave.
He's
We're
always ranting about shit. He's just so negative, man.
Yeah, all
You
he
guys
does is
just
rant.
assumed that I would be okay with that decision. Well, you assumed correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
based on things you've said in the past, we had to assume. It wasn't really a leap of faith.
Yeah, Patrick, how you doing?
Good. I'm kind of surprised though that nobody's talked to Dave about this yet.
No, we just
How
thought it'd
could
be
we
funnier.
say
It'd be
it?
funnier
I'm just
not to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's funnier.
make-
It's good content.
Yeah.
It's all about the content.
Title's gonna be The Day We Fuck with Dave.
Right.
All about the content.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy to avoid him.
Oh yeah.
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 We don't have
For
to worry about it.
anyway.
Becca Penland, how are you doing? How are you?
Hanging loose and full of juice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen
Bathrooms
to
on the
How
other
much
side of the
juice are
wall.
we talking about?
jeez.
Listen to the day that I had. I got to drive around all day today and just collect money all day. And I got to listen to the Lost soundtrack all day. And it was really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a church marquee today that made me laugh a lot. It said, "He is divine, and we are the branches."
Yeah. That's
The branches.
the branches.
No. Oh, it's really good though. That's really good.
I saw a sign today that said, "Every time there's a rainbow, it's God having sex with a man." Just kidding. God isn't real.
Was that on a church sign?
No, it was a billboard on a protester.
That's awesome. I saw a
it's
rainbow
like
today.
Gay Pride Week or something like that.
There was
it's
a
all
day
over
of
the
it.
place
And I
right
was
now.
I was in Nashville this morning. People were preparing for their Gay Pride celebrations. I made sure I got the hell out of there before that happened, but I did see that sign.
I got my my team Snapchat Happy Pride Day. Did you guys get that? You know, where the
Happy homosexual day.
Yeah, I think they only send it to the gay people.
Yeah.
Pow!
Is that why you're wearing Speedos right now?
Yeah.
Speedos, multiple.
Speedos. You got one on each leg.
Steve-O Speedo.
So you can still get
I don't
center
want to be too
access.
tight. You know,
What's that?
I don't want to be too tight, so I put one on each leg. You know, they don't. They're not,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't have to stretch around me. I don't know.
Nothing in the middle at all.
He's got to let
Yeah,
it.
that's what I just
There's
Yeah.
nothing at all.
He's got to let it hang
It's
out.
just a blank space.
Yeah, you got to let it hang out.
And then you get your buddy on one side, he gets his leg in, and then the
Yeah.
buddy on the other side gets his
If
leg in.
you want to,
And
yeah.
you're just like a fucking gay human fuck machine, just ready for the party.
the
Ready for
gay
the parade.
bangs that they could do in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
right.
I'm ready to start this game already.
You know what, Becca? You were
I am too.
reading my mind because I'm very thirsty right now. And we have Zima.
The coveted Zima.
do something different.
There's Steve-O. He's got his Zima.
Can I pop it now?
The long-waited, yes.
We waited for how long now? About a year to
It's
do
been
it
a
on
long
here.
time.
Here you go,
Long
Patrick.
time
Thank you.
coming.
Zima for you. What is this going to taste like? Sprite or some shit?
Now, hold on.
These
now, we
these
gotta,
twist offs
They are.
So we got.
Somebody
We'll
should do it
we'll
with
do the
their forearm.
Ah,
taste test.
taste test. Give it a smell.
delicate hands.
Mm.
It
Ooh,
smells like
it's
alcohol.
Very alcohol-y
Yeah.
smell. It's.
What is it? It smells like a very specific thing I've smelled
Smells
before.
like vodka.
No,
I
don't think
no,
it
it's not
tastes
a
bad.
vodka.
I mean, it tastes like a refreshing citrus beverage.
It does.
Yeah.
It tastes better than it smells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the big deal about this shit?
Tastes
Zima?
better than it smells. Kind of like pussy.
That's funny.
That's-
We're at a German restaurant last night. I was like, "Oh, do you smell? I smell like shrimp or something." I'm like, we're at a German restaurant. They don't have seafood. She
Yeah.
goes, well, then somebody's pussy stinks. I'm like, well,
Were you like, well, you're the closest
I
one
did
here?
not say that. I did not that time. Didn't say it.
See, you can only say stuff like that. If you're on a podcast, you can make jokes like I just made because it's just for the laughs. It's not. It's like
Yes. Disclaimer.
certain jokes you can make on podcasts.
As long
Yeah,
as
Take
you
it
have a
outside of
microphone-
that. Yeah.
As long as
Never
there's a
actually
microphone in front of you.
Yeah, with the microphone.
Yeah.
That's like that one time, Steve-O, you said that you only fart in front of your girlfriend if it's funny.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Rules.
Yeah. It's the
So-
I call it the Roger Rabbit rule.
Well, should we try like one night to just bring mics with us and just walk around with them in our hands
Yeah,
and
so you
just say
can
it in front of people?
Yeah, yeah.
They'll think it's an open mic or some
You
shit.
look at YouTube, people do that all the time.
Yeah.
Get away with everything. So do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me get everybody's thumbs up or thumbs down on the Zima. I'm going thumbs up.
Well,
I don't mind it.
thumbs up and thumbs down is silent. Can we just say out loud since it's a podcast?
Well, of course. Yes.
Hope you listeners can hear our
What-
thumbs.
What constitutes a thumbs up? Do you have to like? Is it saying I will buy this again?
Will you?
No.
No, I mean I wouldn't buy it again.
I'd probably say maybe once a year if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
had, if it was like, hey, I'm on vacation and out on the beach, like, hey, yeah, I'll take a Zima.
Okay, I'm about to introduce my game. And I'm not going to explain any of it to you except for when I say drink, you drink. Now, there is a reason behind me telling you to drink, but you guys have to figure it out. So when I say drink, you drink.
Okay.
So drink.
Oh, now,
Drink.
okay.
Everyone, drink.
So Becca,
Good luck, fuckers, figuring
Becca.
out my game.
I'm throwing in also a curveball that you're gonna have to figure out on the fly.
Oh, my God.
These are the specials.
Specials.
You got.
Is that the opposite of the Incredibles?
I want the green one. Who wants a green one?
I'll take a green. Unless you got blue.
There was no blue. We got
Any pinks?
watermelon.
I'll take
and we
that
got
watermelon.
Cherry. So, but I don't know.
I want
I'll
to.
pop
Well,
that cherry.
What's green?
That is watermelon.
What's green?
Apple.
Green is green apple.
Apple.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Or
give me the
greens.
cherry.
What the hell? You guys like went all out. You got different flavors and shit.
I got Jolly Ranchers.
that's what you do. That's
I
what
thought
you do.
You and Brad mentioned Jolly Ranchers.
Brad did. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, damn it. I didn't think to look for him.
So it actually has dissolved quite well.
Steve-O, put a bean in your
Yeah.
Zima.
Yeah.
Grab
Put a
bean.
bean in there.
Just a
any old
random
flavor.
bean.
And I hope it's a good one.
Like
Also,
dog shit.
everyone drink.
Oh.
Word is bean.
You're wrong.
So
Dog shit.
So Becca, be thinking about it when the time comes.
I say special drink. Is it?
You got no. This one's going to be downed in one go.
No freaking way.
Yeah, this one is.
we can do it.
What if? Who's we? I can't. I'm not. Okay.
All right. Didn't put up
Not
much of
a
a
protest. Jeez.
We have to drink that whole thing when the time is right.
That's
Yep.
nothing.
Okay. I have a. Okay.
Okay.
She's gonna wait till the very end.
Word is
So I either just flavored it lime, which is not far from what it is already, or
grass.
or lawn clippings. Yeah.
Yeah, long clippings.
Oh, Brad is dressed today.
He is. Look at that.
Hey Brad. Hey Steve-O, ask Brad to give us a thumbs up or thumbs
Yeah,
down on
he's-
Zima.
He's about to grab one.
Brad's getting himself a Zima. Here he's waving to everybody. we talked about this previously, and we all want to know what Brad thinks about Zima. He's swishing it around. He's swallowing it. He doesn't look happy.
No.
I don't think he looks happy.
It tastes like somebody gave me a watered down Bud Light and then topped it off with a little bit of Sprite.
It tastes like a lot of bit of Sprite to me.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Do you want to throw a jelly bean in there? Let's see what we got.
Oh, he's going to get toothpaste.
I'm not sure. Is that just white?
Baby wipes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Chug it.
So I think it's either spoiled milk or coconut.
Oh, God. He just ruined that Zima.
But everybody drink them.
He gave it
at the
hands
same
down.
time.
I don't know
Everybody
if
drink.
they're going to dissolve like the Jolly Ranchers do.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
So,
are they going to dissolve? Is it?
Yeah, I've had these Jolly Ranchers in here for about an hour now.
Well, I
in
meant the
freezer.
beans. I don't know if they'll dissolve
they're
like that.
only half dissolved.
They are accumulating little bubbles on them, but it's also just inside a carbonated beverage.
Bean bubbles.
You got a lot of little bean bubbles.
So to say, I'm glad I did this. I dropped the Jolly Ranchers in earlier in the kitchen because when I did, it exploded with a bubble.
Really?
Yeah.
So like Mentos with a...
Not that bad, but
okay.
it was a decent amount of liquid all over the table.
So you had to like top them, like sip the fizz off the top of all of them?
Yes, every one of these has had my lips just all over them.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. I'm waiting for that.
I'm about to put some liquid on the table.
Oh, my
Steve-O.
goodness.
Yes.
Jerry sent you a video that as soon as I saw it, I got so excited.
Yes. You're gonna love this. Let me share my screen. Oh man, here goes.
Where people compete in events and
Oh, I've
classes
seen
just
this.
the same as real horses do.
Get it! Get it! Yeah, get it, girl, get it.
These events are very competitive. Just like a regular horse show event, we end up with some crashes and wrecks.
Crashes?
People go down over the jumps. It gets pretty crazy sometimes.
Fall down.
When ponies put on the gear, it puts them into what they call pony space. And I see a lot of people that once they put the gear on, that actually turn into horses.
When I put the bit in his mouth, it's like a ritual between us. He needs that transition to get into headspace. And I can feel through the bit, he actually kind of changes from like human space to like pony space.
Pony space.
I'm in throat.
Yeah, I'm going to leave him here for a minute for pony space.
Give him a carrot.
We take him out in for the rainy.
Oh, now it's gonna show us a fucking ad.
What's that? I like
In
that.
the middle?
That's a dog. I
So
like
for
it.
people listening, what we're seeing is
Would it
people
be
in
a-
leather and straps
Because I found
put in their mouths, and they're acting like ponies, and then their partner is running them around courses, whipping them like a dog show or
horse show. Yeah.
Yeah. That
for us during play, if I just put him in the gear and then we go immediately do it, it doesn't give him time to transition into his headspace that allows him to express himself as a pony.
Oh.
Why?
Cool.
Why is he in
So
fishnet?
disturbing.
That's what horses
When I'm
want.
doing pony play, I'm pretty free.
Oh my God.
Kick the cart. Fight with the hammer, and really we just try to give them a really hard time, so they really have to
Dude's basically
try
wearing.
to keep us to obey, but it usually doesn't work in their favor.
Yeah, you can't really hear them because he's muffled.
Yeah, he's got like a leather mask on.
I really
right
just-
now.
I fall into that space, and I'm a pony when I do that.
Ill.
So I'm free, I run around, I gallop, I jump, I snort, I whinny, and I nuzzle, and I get the head scratches.
Oh, he's enjoying that head scratch. Yeah, definitely go find this video and watch
All of
this.
our outfits that we make are based off of bio-horse equipment or made out of bio-horse equipment that's been rearranged.
Guy
to fit
from
humans,
Office Space,
and
the
can
sticker
get
guy.
very costly.
Yeah.
People are very proud of their outfits they put together.
The tack, as the pony equipment is called, is a very essential part for most ponies. But it's also very important to adopting that role and being able to change from the human aspect to the pony aspect in a headspace kind of way, like really get into character.
I have an issue
really
with
like
this.
saying headspace.
They are not doing this on all fours. They're doing this on two legs.
I noticed that none of these ponies have very much vertical leap.
No, they don't.
Yeah, that one really struggled to jump over that 3-foot bar there.
And honestly, the people that are riding them should be a lot shorter.
Yeah.
That's the way it typically works.
So, yeah, I found that a few days ago, and I immediately thought of some of the conversations that you guys had in this room.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Really.
And,
Yeah, we're like the masters of what's the term? Where you pretend you're an animal. What is it?
Otherkins.
Yeah.
Otherkins. Yeah, we know all there is. I mean, we're probably gonna start talking to like what's the organization where you get on there and you can Coursera, right? And eventually we're gonna start teaching courses on how to be an otherkin, right? Isn't that what we're gonna start doing soon?
Anybody that is interested in pony play, it's an international organization.
I wonder if they have it here.
International, EQUUS.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they have events across the globe to participate in your pony play. August 16th in Las Vegas.
Ring. I just got another voicemail. Hang on, let's
Okay.
see.
Hope it's not from Dave.
We can't leave this pony thing yet, though.
We can come
But
back
let's,
to it.
yeah, well, let's hear what.
I mean, it's still gonna save. We can come back to it. We can come back to his voicemail.
What? No. What was the event called again? You said Equus?
Equus. EQUUS. I think the website I saw was Equus IDA. I typed pony play in Google at work. It came up with lots of links. Might be getting talked to, but it's all right.
Over for Jerry.
So, let me ask you guys, if you're getting into pony play, do you feel more like the pony, or are you like the master? Are you
master?
I'm only a master of one thing, and that's baiting.
Baiting.
That is not what the girls look like on this website. That is not what these people look like.
It is not.
Oh, you found it, Patrick?
Yeah, I think I found it. There is no way.
What was it again?
False advertisement.
What do you mean found it? You just clicked on a little button on your like quick links up there. It went straight to it.
Yeah.
This whole time, Patrick's been panicking because we happened to find. We pulled out the pony play. He's like, this dark secret.
My pictures.
Yeah.
What was the website so I can pull it up on here?
EQUUSIPPE.com.
EQU what?
EQUUSIPPE.
Okay.
You could have just said W, but that would have been confusing.
Yeah, you've already figured that out. Already better than Dave.
Let me go to the gallery here. This gotta be crazy looking. What?
Dave's getting a little senile though. Sounds confusing.
A little.
A little.
Yeah, these are like inside. I was trying to see if there's one anywhere near here.
So do y'all notice how all of this creepy shit, it just all ends up tying back to weird sexual shit? It's not like these people don't. It's not like they act like otherkin, but when you start looking at what they're into, they're basically just dressing up and doing a lot of creepy fetish shit. Mm-hmm. All connected to that.
Most of that gear looked like bondage gear.
Yeah, there's only one dude in here that's actually dressed up like a horse, but it's a creepy cartoonish horse.
He's a lucky dude.
But everybody else, yeah, definitely bondage gear, just with a horse mask.
Oh no, this girl at the top of the page is pretty cute.
Yeah, right, that false advertisement.
That's a stock photo.
Yeah, it's right here.
You notice there's an actual horse in that picture.
Yeah, if you go to the where it says
go to gallery.
Yeah, gallery, and choose any of them.
Oh, okay. I just clicked on the word gallery. Here, let's do this one.
Oh, what a dummy! Click on gallery. It's a drop-down menu.
Yeah, I saw that after.
Oh, we can. Oh,
That one dude was just in t-shirts and jeans. What kind of fucking pony is he?
This shit is expensive.
Like he does not even in leather gear. He can't be a pony.
One thing that should be a requirement. There should be like
it's gotta be a weight limit
and measurement requirements for these people.
Jockeys, man, they gotta be short.
No, not
small.
necessarily short, but at least not have a 46-inch waist for the women.
Like just strapped in with all the leather.
If you notice, none of them are even halfway decent looking.
Well, here's one that's actually dressed up like a horse. Wow, that one's pretty good.
Maybe that's why they have to resort
that
to
cartoon
stuff
one.
Like this.
Yeah,
that yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only one that legit is looking like a horse.
Oh, yeah.
And being weird.
Just look like whores.
Horses.
There's a contact button. We can contact them.
Jerry, is that ball killing your back?
Sucks.
Wait, how did they get this guy with the cowboy hat to be the MC?
He's the ranch hand.
He's the rancher.
Ranch.
That is awesome.
I wonder if they do like how they do with like breeding horses or whatever, like collect their semen.
Yeah.
And then breed them.
To try to breed a better breed.
There's no stallions in that group. So the group's going to die off pretty quick.
Steve-O, let's hear from Dave.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. So,
might be important. I don't know.
All right. I gotta cover it up, then I can do it. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go.
Hey, I guess your phones are off since the show started. But the door's locked down here. Hello? Knock, knock. Abracadabra. I don't know the password. Somebody come unlock the door.
New number, who dis?
Wonder if he's noticed your car down there.
Oh.
Better not touch that thing.
Park around back.
Well, Dave's not been out there to y'all's place very, very many times. He doesn't know what cars would normally be out there.
No.
He's here every Friday and has been since we moved here.
Oh, yeah.
Every single Friday.
Yeah, but my car's new. He might not recognize my car.
Could just think it's for
It's newer.
the annoying neighbor.
You guys are not doing very good at this game.
We'll change the rules.
We're not saying the key words.
I'm not changing my rules for you guys because you're not good at it.
Can we have like a subject of what these words are supposed to be?
Get better.
Get better at saying random
It's
words
true. I
that she
keep
approves
thinking
of.
like we're not being told to drink in there.
Ass lick.
That might not be
That's
it.
You're going in the right direction. Keep going.
Fart knocker.
Sounding.
Dick licker.
Everybody drink.
Damn it.
Okay.
Yes. I now have been given a power.
You have.
Of sounding.
But okay, drink. But you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've only got 20% of the power, to be honest.
20%.
So I saw this joke the other day. Wanted to pass it on to you guys.
Okay.
Donald was walking in the outside the White House, getting into his limo. An assassin steps out, pulls out his gun. Secret Service agent comes out and says, "Mickey Mouse!" Scares the assassin. Assassin gets caught. This agent's boss later pulls him aside, like, "Why the heck were you saying Mickey Mouse?" And the agent said, I actually meant to say Donald Duck.
All right.
Everybody drink. That's a new rule.
Jerry is taking his role as Dave's replacement really well with bringing in the dad jokes.
Just go to the same comedy school as Dave.
No,
That's how they met.
I went to a newer one.
Oh.
Mine had color pictures.
Nice.
Oh.
I didn't have a stenograph.
So, Jerry, before you came out here, we were at work the other day. I said, "Jerry, I want to hear a funny story. Something from your life, whatever it may be." Because people have heard all our shit. We've told half our stories twice at least. So I want to hear some from Jerry's life.
See.
Was that you that yelled Mickey Mouse?
Yes, it was.
Something you're allowed to talk about, preferably.
Yeah.
We can bleep out half of it if you want.
Yeah, if you want to read that.
We're live. So we can't
Oh.
You could just make up another persona and blame it on that other persona's name.
Like
I wouldn't even say that.
Like
It could
Terry.
be your friend that
My friend
did
Terry.
that. Yeah.
everybody had a friend Johnny at one point.
I mean, we've never used. I mean, that's never been used on our podcast as a
No,
replacement
yeah.
for telling one's
Everybody
own
drink.
story.
Podcast.
Oh, you think you're so smart?
I'm not. I'm so not
Jerry,
smart,
are
I
you
can't
telling
think
me
of a-
you telling me you don't have a story?
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Sorry.
You
right
didn't do
now.
your homework?
You've had all week
Well, that's
to
what
prepare.
this-
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask me earlier, so that's why.
It
The
is.
Donald story.
He is.
That was the joke. Was your funny?
I blew my load early.
He
Hey
is.
Jerry, you're
yeah.
getting your funny story right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
He is fidgeting like Dave though.
this
I noticed
moment.
that. Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody else will ask you, and you'll say, "Yeah, I do these people. They have me on this podcast. They kicked off their friend, and they were like,
And I
tell me a
bombed
funny
because
story."
I didn't have a funny story.
Everybody drink. The more we drink, the
Oh,
funnier we're gonna get.
That's
So
true. That is how life works.
everybody drink. I'm still waiting
I'll
for
think
the
of
right
something
moment.
and come back.
All right, so
Come back to me.
originally, I passed this story to Becca. I thought like one of these Therian things, but I want to jump into it. I've got it right here, and I'm feeling that we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it now. Professor publishes paper about death of her cat. Read the hilarity that followed. So on Thursday, an assistant professor at the University of Memphis published a scientific paper about the death of her cat. See there? You hear that, Dave?
Dave, anybody can do it.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Is that me? Was that me?
Yes!
Oh my
It's
God, I
replaying.
just turned my volume down. That's impossible.
No streaming. Dave, you trying to replace Dave?
Yeah.
So that seems within the bounds of normalcy, but it isn't. But this isn't. The cat that died and the professor's other cat are listed as co-authors of the paper.
So the other cat that's living. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And the dead cat is also Susan Naomi Nordstrom, according to the university, specializes in qualitative research methodologies with the Department of Counseling, Educational Psychology, and Research. Let's see. I'm gonna jump in. Here's the abstract. We recognize the urgency of our shared multi-species inquiry with the recent death of one of the cats, Amelie. In the intense singularity of death, we became very aware of how we tune and tend together. Everyday practices in which humans, themselves animals, and animals live and perceive together, and how these practices shape our everyday lives. These practices are acts of multi-species survival in which we learn how to live and die together. We weave our multi-species living, dying together with the theories of Haraway and Rauschio.
Theories of Haraway. Okay.
Yeah, that one, that dude.
Is that a cat?
Philosopher.
Yeah, see, they've got the biography here. She's got her name listed. Susan Naomi Nordstrom, Homo sapiens. She lists her species. Underneath that, Amelie Nordstrom, 2001 to 2017. That was an old cat.
That's an old ass cat.
Felis
One
domestica.
wrinkled pussy.
Felis domestica was a black cat specializing in making kin with humans and sometimes other non-humans.
It's called eating birds.
Kuhnen Nordstrom.
Kuhnen
Nordstrom.
Okay.
2009 to present day, Felis domestica is a tuxedo cat specializing in Haraway influence becoming with other species.
Tuxedo cat.
Fuck this noise.
How did it get published?
Well,
Anything could be published. That's the point.
anything can be published, but where was it published?
Apparently, it was the
Snopes.
paper. The journal actually had a decent rating with whatever that rating system is.
Right.
Here's some good. Let's see. We are unsure if humans are the only storytelling organisms. because that upholds a human-centered construction of species in which animals do not have minds, language, perceptions, and so on. We write in this space to disrupt a human-centered methodology with a multi-species narrative. We write because we suspect that we are not alone in our multi-species life and inquiry. We write because, she's saying we. She's saying we as in me and the one dead cat.
Give
and the
that
other
cat a
cat.
fucking pen and see what it can write. Nothing.
And how is the cat contributing? I want to know what's her method of
But
determining.
didn't she just say they don't write?
Oh my god!
But the cat's writing with her.
Here, yeah, I don't like she mind melds with them. Here, listen to this. This is
So disgusted.
Okay, here's the title of the section: Becoming with. She peered out of her kennel at me at the Humane Society in Savannah, Georgia. Her green eyes gazed at me. A playful smirk materialized across her face. An image of Amelie cracking creme brulee in the movie Amelie populated my body.
Sounds like she wants to fuck her
In
cat.
this cat speech act, she called me her human that day. She chose me. She made me her kin by stretching my imagination of what life could be. A becoming was stretched between cat cage and human, a sensation that disrupted my then humanist sense of self and generated a sense that we did not pre-exist our intertwined worldings. Oh my god.
This reminds me of the story that Dave had about the parasites that live in the rats that try to go back to the cats.
Like maybe she's been infected. Yeah.
Everybody drink.
Infected?
Oh, please.
We.
Dave. Is it Dave? No.
Fuck off. Keep talking.
Please stop talking.
No. No, this is golden. Listen to this. Over 15 years, Amelie and Susan developed an effective communication system through repetitions of living with and dying with each other. Over time, Susan learned that certain meows carried meanings such as hungry, I'm going to my food dish. You were way too long. Stop. Don't touch me now.
Don't touch me there.
We smell each other for changes in scent or as a way to check in with each other without vocalizations.
It just gets worse and worse.
Oh, it does. Our physical proximity to each other creates effects of desired intimacy, sometimes wanted, other times less so. Our sleep dream practices meld into one such that we always know how to position our bodies. We gaze at each other, slowly blinking, wide-eyed, or a shared side-eye.
Ram Sutra.
We sense each other's emotional states.
You old side-eye, you.
Oh my god. A little bit of side pussy.
We have come to realize that we are never fully cat or fully human. We are both cat and human, moving between constructs and assemblages together. We move through tunings and tendings. No singular being is centered in our multi-species life. We are multiple.
Yeah, she fucked this cat.
Bitch, you a human? That's a cat. Shut the fuck up.
She
Okay, come on.
Shit. Oh, this cat.
This is
fucked.
This is a professor in Memphis that is writing a so-called scientific paper, and she is using the we, as in she has somehow channeled the emotional states and thoughts of a one dead cat and one living cat, and they are all writing this paper together.
Oh my god. Why? Why are these professors allowed?
Well, they can do whatever they want, but she will probably not be taken seriously from now on.
Academia is a cesspool of leftish thinking and groupthink.
That's way beyond left.
Yeah, I don't think this really falls into left or right.
It's all the way around the corner.
You ain't gonna. You're not gonna find some hillbilly speaking like that. I'll just tell you right now.
I don't know. Maybe not try to make something scientific out of it, but I mean, giving a little too much personality to their animals.
Talking to his hunting dog.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. They're not saying that they're writing shit together, but you know.
But I don't see that it's I think it's just like a psychological mental health thing.
This is a left thing.
transgender.
It's what Jordan Peterson.
I like how you hesitate. Is this the word?
I don't get a drink if I say Jordan Peterson. I can't believe it. This is like the postmodernist thing that Jordan Peterson talks about, where it goes to the fact like nothing has meaning. There's no intrinsic value in anything. There's no tradition and all this shit. So we can just create whatever meaning we want. And I can call it science, and I can insert my own thoughts into my fucking dead cat.
So in the scientific community, it is encouraged to go after strange ideas that, maybe the rest of the community says, well, you'll either never find your answer, or your answer won't be valuable, or you'll just be wrong. But I think that this is misunderstanding the meaning of that, because the greatest scientists and philosophers and whoever throughout history have been the ones that went against the grain. And this woman probably is empowered by the Albert Einsteins of the world.
Grain, she fermented it and snorted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she feels pushing boundaries, but
she thinks that that's what she's doing.
Beyond all sense of like what real science really is.
Yeah, and she can do that all she wants to the detriment of her career, or at least her respect.
I hope it hurts her career.
I'm sure it will. I mean, any of her colleagues that hear that she's done this is going to be like, well, now I know that you're a little bit crazy.
No. They all do this shit.
Who?
The humanities departments in colleges. Okay. Remember I've read from this is New Peer Review. It's this Twitter account that just posts all these goofy humanities so-called papers. Mm-hmm. Remember the one, what was that one guy? He wrote a whole paper about basically how he liked to fuck guys in Brazil. Remember that?
Yeah, I read that one.
At least
it's literally he went on vacation and had sex with a bunch of random dudes and wrote a so-called paper, and it got published.
That's science.
Did you say that's hot?
No, I said that's science.
Steven said that's hot.
That's hot. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sure there's a group of people, but I mean, the scientific community as a whole, outside of these fringe, marginalized type of things,
real hard
would
science
not take this seriously.
Yeah, the hard science wouldn't. But it's to the point to where you can't even say that now. If you say that, then you're
hard scientist like Bill Nye.
He is a mechanical engineer. Yeah, I don't think he's written any papers, so yes, I don't think he's trying to claim that he is a scientist.
He's written some scripts.
Yeah. Jerry's been waiting for that all night, Steve.
And he's read a lot of scientific studies and is at least trained on the subject in terms of, maybe it's it's life training, but it's like he knows how to read these scientific papers and I don't.
I would definitely put Bill Nye above the crazy cat lady.
Yeah,
at least Bill Nye is not advocating like talking to animals
yet.
Yet. We'll get there.
Steve-O, have you heard from Dave? Because I'm really enjoying.
Sorry, let me check. I haven't checked.
I wonder if he's wandering around outside right now.
All right,
I'm imagining it.
Drink.
Imagine or it. Or
it.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay. Still out here. Still out here. Couldn't help notice there's a car out here. It looks a lot like Jerry's. Not fog or anything, but all right. Joke's over. I sent my stuff for the show. Texted that stuff. No response. Knock, knock. Gee.
Well, that's a problem. He's just saying knock, knock.
Yeah.
Actually
well,
knocking.
I'm very surprised that he's staying out there this long. and not went back home.
Yeah.
Just have to
His old bones can't take that cold weather.
Just
out there.
imagining him standing in front of the door and just knock, 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 knock.
Maybe he's outside the window.
Yes, he's outside the second.
He could have
floor
started
window.
throwing rocks at the window by this point.
We've all got headphones in. We wouldn't have known.
Oh, while we were listening to that, I found this other article. It says in 1975, a cat co-authored a physics paper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That article is bullshit.
But yeah, it's a lengthy article here. A cat signed the physics paper with his paw.
Is this Schrodinger's cat? If it's
It-
not
it-
that cat,
It might be. But
Drive
that
itself
cat even
to
exist?
the lab too?
I'm out.
huh?
Did it drive itself to the lab too, or
I
did it
don't
take
know.
it
I'm
over?
just kind of scrolling through it here, but the professor was Jack H. Hetherington.
Heffalump.
Heffalump.
Snuffleupagus.
Yep.
Snuffleupagus.
Without me telling you to drink.
I mean,
I'm thirsty.
You're not.
too.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
warm in
yeah.
here. I
We're
mean-
waiting a long
Warm.
time.
I'm dying.
You want me to
Why
turn
is
the
it so
AC up?
hot in here?
Was it goddamn?
No.
Is that
Yeah, I
one?
turned the AC
No.
up if you guys want. You could survive with me gone. For
I'm a
minute.
professional. I can handle this.
Doesn't sound like it.
Is that why you've looked so pissed off? Are you just over there hot?
Yeah.
I thought that was her look of mad elation that Dave's not here.
Ha! Yeah, right.
Not around. I look like this.
That's weird.
Everybody drink.
That's weird.
Why?
Trying to figure out these fucking words.
Yeah. Don't even look over here. My
I
paper.
can't even
Sounding is a
see
word.
with your chicken scratch over there.
Okay.
Scratching the chicken.
What's going on? What's going on, Steve-O?
I'm just trying to say okay.
What the? Where'd Brad
Because
come
I
from?
thought we had to drink for okay earlier.
Oh, you
He's
thought
been walking
You
around.
wanted...
What?
Hey, I wanted to talk about Space Force though. I didn't warn you that I wanted to talk about
Yeah, Space Force.
Let's all enlist.
Space Force.
I'm into it.
Okay.
So before you start, the
I have
pres-
this. Oh, sorry. What, Jerry?
the president's come out and said that he's going to pull from the Air Force and not from the Marines because the Marines will just try to find a way to fuck it.
Yeah, military joke.
Hey, I have one.
Cross branch humor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can bash them, but you guys can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that reminds me of a joke I read. The Navy actually invented sex, but the Marines introduced it to women.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why the Navy has their name tapes sewed on the ass of their pants.
What?
Navy, I don't know, Navy uniforms. They've got their name tag sewn on the back, above a back pocket on the back of their uniform.
That's nice.
Weird.
So you know who you're having sex
Basically,
with.
yeah. I've never found out a logical reason for that.
Mm.
It's because everybody looks at asses.
I guess.
Man,
Who-
that ass got my name on it. Oh wait, no. I guess it is that ass got your name on it.
Gay masseuses love that.
Everybody drink, please.
Okay.
Gay.
Masseuses.
While we're drinking, I'm gonna hit
I'm
play.
out of the regular Zima.
Oh,
Yeah, while we're well, actually, I guess.
Becca's almost out too.
I don't know what. Can we have a clue on the special ones?
The special ones.
Yeah, we
Did the whole point of the Jolly Rancher ones?
What do you
She
mean?
forgot.
Okay, here's your clue.
Oh.
You have to use at least 3 of my words in one sentence at the same time.
Gay masseuses sounding Dave.
Okay, Chuck.
Oh shit! Everybody, chug. Steve-O, you got one to chug? You got your bean one to chug?
Yeah, I'm chugging it.
All right, cheers. Oh, perfect.
Hey, while we're chugging, I'm gonna hit play on this Trump thing about the Space Force.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Administration is reclaiming America's heritage as the world's greatest spacefaring nation. The essence of the American character is to explore new horizons and to tame new frontiers. But our destiny beyond the
Oh my
Earth
God.
is not only a matter of national identity, but a matter of national security. So important for our military. So important, and people don't talk about it. when it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important.
Yeah, that's right.
Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon.
Same place.
Oh, shit. What happened?
Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal. What? So
like the whites and the blacks, separate but equal.
So, Steve, I don't want to steal your thunder on this.
Yeah, no,
but
go ahead. I mean, that might. I think that's about as far as I needed to go on.
As I think I have a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
With the.
I'm really glad you're on right now because it's like perfect timing for this.
Yeah. So perfect. throughout my long and storied career, I've had experience dealing with space features, and he's completely correct in saying that. In my opinion, we need to have U.S. dominance in space. Right. If the Russians or Chinese or North Koreans or bumfuck Egypt, whatever, can knock out our GPS satellites, our communication satellites, we as a country are fucked. We can't function, period, let alone the military. So we need to be ahead of everybody else and have the ability to basically knock their satellites out of the sky before they do the same to us. Right. And I'm not telling any secrets here. We can already do it with surface or aircraft launched weapons, but space to space, not quite there yet. Yeah. And that's something we need to explore.
Space to space.
About the only way we could accomplish it now is if we had a satellite that we didn't need and it still had fuel left on it, and we could alter its orbit enough to make it collide with another satellite. Right? That's really the only thing we
can like an EMP. I mean, does that work up there?
I don't know if EMP would work up there because they're already shielded for the radiation from the sun.
Right.
So it's not going to.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, because there is a danger from solar flares, and like we have to have a warning in order to safe the satellites that are vulnerable to it. So maybe not like some of the higher end, maybe like military satellites, but I think some of them, I guess not consumer, but like more civilian satellites maybe aren't shielded in that way. I know I've heard them talk about like we use our early warning system with the sun and solar flares to then tell the satellites to go into a safe mode so that they won't be harmed by the solar flare, because it could knock out our communications. At least that's my understanding. Jerry may know more about that, but
I know. I mean, I don't know about satellites, but I know that if you had a nuclear bomb go up above the atmosphere at the right angle at the right place, that the blast from that would hit the atmosphere and it would spread out, and the magnetic burst or whatever would go out and it would hit everything underneath it. Right. And that if you could have one nuke above the atmosphere at the right place, and you could take out like half of the country with just one of those if it was in the right place.
With an EMP, not like blow them up, but right. You're
just the EMP would hit the atmosphere and then be dispersed out.
And that what you're talking about would actually be direct violation of the Outer Space Treaty, which I just did some quick Googling. I'm like, for the sake of this, I'm going to take it as probably right, but this says the Outer Space Treaty was open for signature in the United States, United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union on January 27th, 1967, and entered into force in October 10th of 67. Now, as of July last year, 107 countries are parties to the treaty, while another 23 have signed the treaty and but have not completed ratification. So all these countries have agreed. Oh, sorry, I skipped over the. What does it say? it says a lot of things, and it's one of those documents that's way too long to just skim through. But this says the 1967 Outer Space Treaty bans the stationing of weapons of mass destruction in outer space, prohibits military activities on celestial bodies. That's important, on celestial bodies, and details legally binding rules governing the peaceful exploration and use of space. And I think part of what's being summed up there is we're not allowed to own land in space, right?
Well, okay, so
then why is our flag on the moon?
But we don't own it. We don't own it, but we are in the process of trying to set up kind of, I don't know what the term would be for it, but like a national park area around. Like you can't go there. You can't go to our Apollo landing sites, right? Like in the future, because we're going to go to the moon at some point, and they're going to try to make it where nobody is allowed to go within however many meters or whatever of those landing sites.
Yeah, it's just like possession is 9/10 of the law. I mean, first you'd have to actually fucking be there
and hold it. Yeah,
it's like you can, and that's the thing with this. What you were just reading, and the idea, would that then say we couldn't have a military base on the moon? Would that preclude a military base on the moon with soldiers on it? Or is there just a way we could just get around it?
There's a lot of debate about that, and there's actually a lot of work going into it. There are what's called space attorneys or attorneys that practice space law.
Space attorney.
and there's a bunch of them trying to. I don't know if they want to rewrite the Outer Space Treaty or amend it or write something else completely, or do some kind of exception or something, but it's become clear in the last decade or so that the Outer Space Treaty is not going to be able to cover everything that we want to do in space. There's companies that want to mine asteroids. Well, they need to have the protection to say that is theirs. So that if they land on an asteroid and they start mining it, there has to be a way to say that belongs to them. So when they start bringing back platinum or gold or even less valuable materials, it has to belong to them. Otherwise, how could they possibly invest in this venture?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like the idea of possession being 9/10 of the law. It's like you have one. I mean, how hard is it already? Nearly impossible, extraordinarily difficult to mine an asteroid.
Yeah, I mean, we struggle to land like the Rosetta mission. Everybody heard about years, just not that long ago. It was like 2 or 3 years ago that I think is when it ended. We landed or attempted to land this kind of secondary little thing that was a little secondary probe that was attached to the main satellite. Tried to land it on there and it failed. I mean, it ended up on it.
Yeah.
But it didn't, like when it first touched down, it bounced off instead. It was supposed to like fire these little thrusters to keep it held down because the gravity is so light on that asteroid or on that comet. But those little thrusters didn't fire and ended up bouncing and tumbling and bouncing again and tumbling until it finally came to a rest in a shadow, and they were only able to get it to wake up one time because the comet happened to turn a certain way. So anyway, all this is to say that as it is right now, we're not very good at remotely landing on a very small body because you have almost no gravity to work with, right?
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, let's say one company figures that out, SpaceX or whoever, one company figures it out and they do it, and then they get it back to Earth and they have the material. Who's going to say, hey, that's not yours? Like, I would imagine if they came down in international waters, it would be like anything. There could be people that could show up and steal it.
Right.
Somali pirates.
Yeah, Somali pirates. But I was saying, like, if they came down near the U.S., I can't imagine the U.S. government being like, oh, that shit's ours now. Now, if they landed near China or some shit or whatever, maybe. But, the idea is like they have it. They enter the atmosphere with it in their possession. They're just going to say, oh, you gathered that in space. You can't own space, but like, well, hey, we're not in space anymore. We got this stuff and we're down here.
Right. I mean, I imagine as it stands right now, I think the U.S. government would do something to defend them. But it's just really tricky right now because everybody wants to, you want to kind of play by the rules and not cause any fights, because space stuff is sensitive, like if you have the capability to do this, then now you're a threat, like one of the big fears with the asteroid minings is like, well, what if they screw up and they throw this asteroid at some country, like they try to bring it back and then by the way, side note, chances are a lot of this material is going to end up being used in space, especially at first. So
right.
It'll be like mining water, platinum, like metals that are good for making stuff, and then the water is good for making fuel and water. So a lot of that stuff is going to end up being used in space, but eventually you can imagine that we'll start bringing some of this material back to the Earth. I think by then we're probably going to have something in place, but so I guess the debate now is, do we need a space force? And like I heard about this the same day all you guys did, and my first thought was about the Outer Space Treaty. Like, we're not supposed to have military action in space, basically. Although the Air Force takes care of all the space stuff. We basically have a space force. It's the Air Force. Everything that we can, as of right now, imagine a space force doing, the Air Force already does it. And
mostly. The other branches contribute as
well.
I
guess it's just, it's just one of those things where maybe we don't need it right now, but you got to start at some point. And
what's going to happen, and I this is an opinion I heard today. I finally found a podcast that was talking about it, and he had a doctor, whatever his name is, and they were talking about it, and they brought up the point, which.
Sorry to stop you. Is Brad cutting shit up back
there?
there?
It was Dave knocking on the door.
Oh, it probably is Dave knocking on the door.
Yeah, he's chopping. I didn't think
we were talking about that just a couple nights ago.
Yeah, we were.
He's like, Brad was saying, you guys can never hear me chopping onions. And then Jerry took his shoe off.
I did. I got something in my shoe. Sorry.
He wanted to help you smell the onions. So, okay, so here's this opinion, and apparently a lot of people have it. That if we create the Space Force, then Russia and China and whoever else is going to create their own.
Yeah, bring it on.
But they're already doing it unofficially.
Right. They're all,
we've been in a cold space war basically with them since the beginning.
China, especially right?
with China and Russia, India. Dang it, there's some other countries. There's a lot. These countries are launching things into space already. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think as much as a lot of people don't like it, we are the world leaders, and we need to be there first and establish our presence first.
Were we on the moon first? Do you know that?
Yes, we are.
We were there first.
We were.
Whoa! I don't like that face at all.
Jerry redacted. We are. Jerry redacted.
That was a complete slip.
Holy shit.
That was a complete slip.
We have somebody truly on the inside that just did the joke that Dave always tries to do, but he just did it for real.
Yeah, he did.
He did it for real.
He did.
We got the scoop. Herbal salt. Bases on the moon.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
What Dave always pretended. We got the real thing. Becca, how you feel about bases on the moon?
We got it.
I think Becca's sleeping over there.
I'm not sleeping. I'm writing.
Same thing.
You writing words of wisdom? Set out another word.
What do you guys think I do 75% of this
You
podcast?
already forgot this game.
And
No,
I
you
do
guys
want to
haven't
say
said any words.
those words of wisdom are amazing every week.
Oh,
I think it's amazing how you come up with those,
Thank
pulling from the shit that these guys say.
That's right. Diamond in the rough, diamond from the shit. That's what she does.
So the Mythbusters did actually polish a turd, so it is possible.
Did they really?
Yes, they did.
Huh.
They took a turd and compressed it and polished it.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel, are they? After like fucking 30 seasons of that show.
Yeah.
So I wanted to finish finish that thought, but the fear is, yeah, you're right. Everybody's already doing it. Everybody's already doing stuff and putting up these super secret satellites and stuff. But the fear is that if we do this and we establish the Space Force, then it's like open season. Open the floodgates. Everybody's doing it out in the open, and they're full force doing it because they know that we're doing it. And I think just where I stand right now, and there's not much out there, especially there's not much opinions about it because nobody really knows what it's going to be. But I just feel like the Air Force does a pretty good job, and we don't really want to poke the bear in this way.
Well, see, as I said, we're already doing all of this stuff already.
Right.
Then why announce it?
So I kind of like the fact of having a separate branch to do it.
Okay.
Because the Air Force has enough to do already without the added pressure of increasing space requirements. And I think formalizing it and actually given a separate mission, it's just like the Coast Guard and the Navy. The Coast Guard and the Navy kind of sometimes do the exact same thing, but it's two separate branches focused on two different areas, but yet they're both in boats.
Coast Guard does like police action kind of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as a strange fact here, he kept saying 6 branches. The Coast Guard isn't actually a branch to the Department of Defense until a national emergency happens. Coast Guard actually works for the Department of Homeland Defense, a DHS, until there's a national emergency and they're activated, then they become part of the
take one hat off and they put on another.
Pretty much.
They change one butt patch from the right cheek to the left cheek.
Yes.
And they're ready to go.
Or fun fact, the Coast Guard actually doesn't have the butt patches. It's only the Navy.
Fun butt fact.
Or has it been a secret branch this whole time?
No, it hasn't. But I kind of applaud this effort to take space out of the Air Force.
Because there's no air up there.
The Air Force has enough.
Unless you're on flat Earth, there's no air up there.
True. The Air Force has enough to deal with without expanding our mission even more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
There was one point made. I'm now hearing myself. Okay, there we go. I was hearing an echo there for a second. There was one point made that it could be that the intention is to make it sort of like a Coast Guard, but in space. And with space tourism coming, there might actually be a need to have rescue in space. Now, of course, with like Blue Origin's New Shepard and Virgin Galactic, those are suborbital, so they'll go up and back down. There's if anything goes wrong, there's no time to save them. But eventually, you're going to have space hotels, people in orbit for days or weeks or months at a time. And so I could totally understand having an organization that specializes in that, so that they could help in time of need.
Do you realize that you just basically referenced a perfect use for your name, your Space Coast Steve, and you just said Coast Guard for Space, Space Coast Steve.
You better trademark that shit so they have to buy it from you.
Yeah, they're gonna name this new branch of the military Space Coast Steve.
Coast Guard, the Space Coast Guard,
Space Coast Guard,
Space Coast Guard, Skeeve. Hey, is Dave still complaining outside?
Oh shit! Sorry, man, I've not been paying attention to.
If he's still out there, that is on him at this point.
That's old man dedication.
Yeah, that's over an hour worth of shit.
The generation doesn't have dedication.
I would have did 5-10 minutes max, and then left.
Yep, we got one.
He had enough time to go buy eggs and then throw them all over your car.
Awesome.
He would have waited till tomorrow because remember he orders his groceries.
No, that's next week.
It's next week. My bad.
Well, if there's one thing we can say about Dave, it's that he is steadfast. So I believe he's still out there. Let's find out.
Is this about the lack of chairs at my event? Or
did you guys hear that?
What? Restart that. Restart that.
This event.
Okay.
Is this about the lack of chairs at my event? Or
is this about the lack of chairs?
Lack of chairs, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Side note, Dave. Yeah, Dave. He doesn't have chairs. He has fucking
Coke crates.
Coke crates for
Stacked
chairs.
up at different levels for your.
But they're never high enough.
And it's on a
His
hill.
house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
his
his house,
backyard.
in his backyard, and it's on a hill. So yeah, you don't really.
No matter where you sit or how you arrange it, you are sitting on a hill and leaning.
Jerry would have no hill and chairs.
You can get those at Dollar General for like $10.
Yeah,
that's what we say.
Dude.
Jesus Christ! All right, let's hear the rest of it. Let's hear his bitching and moaning.
All right.
less ice than was required, or no freaking Pepto? Or does this go all the way back to last week's show where my Kim Jong-un impression was so bad?
It did suck.
This is ridiculous.
He's got it figured out.
No explanation.
Yeah, where did he say it?
He ended it with a deuces.
Congratulations, Dave. You figured it out.
Can we find a way for you to like play that through again and pause it right before he says deuces and then play that at the end of the show? Or are we gonna have Jerry say?
We're gonna have Jerry. Well, Jerry will say whatever he wants. He don't have to. He doesn't have to.
He can do his own sign off. Yeah.
Okay, so there is something that I need you to do, but it's not ready for that yet.
He needs to say these certain words on your list so we can.
No, I'm
chug
over
this
that
Zima.
game. You guys won the game.
Gabe
So.
Becca got a little
sounding Dave.
He said the three magic words.
We don't have another one.
Becca
never even finished.
Becca the finishers.
Oh, please.
Finish
Are we chugging this?
I'm not chugging
No, don't
this.
chug it.
I gotta drive.
I finished it.
Cheers.
I'm not doing it
Your
again.
empty drink.
As my wife always says.
Do you guys want to know what the words were?
Yes.
All right, let's hear the words.
Gay.
Okay.
Zima.
Oh.
Podcast.
Oh yeah, the Gay Zima Podcast.
That's the name. That is the name.
I
of
would
this
love to
episode.
say that. I feel like our name would get blocked.
No.
Or if we did like hashtag Gay Pride, maybe it would be okay.
Yeah.
Gay Pride.
I'll put that in a hashtag.
Okay.
Hashtag pound me too.
That's the name of this episode.
Name on ass.
Name on it.
It's
And
not
then-
the Navy, it's the Gavy.
The gay. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Okay. After that, I'm dropping everything, dude. How much have I
You
had
got
to
drunk. You're such a lightweight.
Lightweight on Zima.
2 Zimas?
So they call her 2 Zima Becca.
We all wish that we could be her.
These are 5% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, that's
It
not
is
bad.
5%?
Yeah,
Damn.
5%.
So I've had 10%.
You've had a 10%.
Is that how you do it?
That's that Common Core, man.
I've had 2, therefore that's 10%.
Leave me alone.
Wait, what about the air resistance in space? Aren't those solar panels going to fly off?
You get a load. Do you go backwards?
You need people like me to ask those questions.
You're right.
So the other
Yeah.
the other two words, the other two original words were sounding and listeners. And then I added Dave in because we said Dave so many times. I wanted to be able to get you guys to drink. And you guys did guess a lot of them throughout the show, but I quickly threw you off the trail by telling you were wrong.
Wow. This sounds terrible.
So the Gay Zima podcast.
So is there another voicemail?
That was the last one.
No, I think
Not
he
from
gave
Dave.
up.
When he gave us the deuces.
Did you send a voicemail for your own episode?
I forgot. I forgot that I was going to be on it.
Did you like?
Really?
Did you pump
Let's hear
yourself up?
this.
I hope it's Jerry pumping himself up.
Okay, hang on. We're playing Jerry's voicemail.
Bill Nye talking about gremlins. A fake scientist talking about fake creatures. Of course.
What?
Well, last week.
Oh, that was my bit, right?
Yeah, last week, Steve. I don't even remember what it was, but Steve was talking about Gremlins, and then he was talking about Steve Nye talking about Gremlins. So
Steve Nye.
Steve Bill Nye. Bill Nye.
Who did?
Yeah, we all had a character, and then we had to.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why you
yeah,
had your
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Your games.
Right.
Yeah, but
I was
I
Bill Nye,
said
and
that.
I was telling the story of Gremlins, is what it was.
So I sent that, and then I was like, Son of a bitch, I'm gonna be on there.
So before we get to what everybody's waiting for, the Becca's poetry, Jerry, I just want you to give us your best, like, I'm gonna say WWF because that's when I cared about wrestling. Give us your best WWF slam of Dave and how you're gonna take his place, and if you want to sound like Hulk Hogan or something, that'd be cool too.
Sound
Macho
like
Man,
Hulk
Randy
Hogan.
Savage.
Yeah, he sounds like him every time he talks.
American.
Was that you, Jerry?
That is not Hulk Hogan.
Was that you that did that?
Oh shit!
It was
This gets
Jerry.
better and better.
I thought it was Brad all this
Wow.
time. It was Jerry.
Man, I apologize that the quality sucked so bad, but I was playing it from my computer at work and I had my phone up to it.
So your work Googling so far has consisted of Hulk Hogan and horseplay,
Yes.
pony play.
Pony play.
Luckily, I have unfiltered internet access at work that's not monitored by a firewall or anything.
Huh.
It's awesome.
So there's more.
There's
more to this story.
A lot
than
of
just-
jerking it at work.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Jerry
okay.
redacted.
Only twice.
Getting that zoophilia going on.
All right. Ooh, Dave, you old bag. Get the fuck out of my chair. This is my ball now, and it sucks. See ya.
Nice. I love that.
That's good.
It doesn't get right to it. There we go.
All right. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Amazing. Becca.
You ready for something else that's beautiful?
Yeah.
Okay, this one is called Chances Are a Lot of This Material Will Be Used in Space. We, as a country, are fucked.
True story.
Pushing boundaries of value and tradition. Censored perception is a detriment to the venture. We've found need for rescue. The community as a whole is aware of how we meld together against the grain. And it's real to me. It's become clear capability is a threat. Launching leaders, changing one hat to another, separate but equal. We stand in open season. One nuke at the right angle is what everybody is waiting for.
Thank you, Becca.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Haywood Banks for our theme song.
Leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
For Haywood Banks.
For us, not Haywood Banks.
Leave
I
us a
give two shits
voicemail.
about
Be-
him.
be-
No, I appreciate him.
Be a part of all this fun we've been having with voicemails. That's 865-316-6955.
Hey
What's
Dave,
that?
I mean Jerry.
What's that, Jerry? What's the number?
We don't. That wasn't a good way.
Nobody's
to
gonna remember that.
number.
865
Feed him the rest of the numbers.
316-6955.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good.
That was kinda tapered off there.
Soft landing.
Soft
I love
landing.
it. Thank you,
Hard entry,
everyone.
soft
Thank you,
landing.
everyone. Say something. Say something, Jerry.
Ocho.
All right. Awesome.
Did you plan that, Ocho?
Just the
It's
last couple
the
minutes.
moment of inspiration.
Yeah.